So last week, I just sent Todd this meme, and it was something from Twitter, and it just basically said it was this woman, and she was talking to her nephew, and her nephew had been trying to like, interact with a girl, get a girl's attention, and he kept texting her, and she said no. And so this woman said to the nephew, "So what are you going to do?" And he goes, "I know, keep trying." And she goes, "No, you're going to leave her alone." Mm-hmm. And I think what you are having to deconstruct, as well as everything around sexuality and consent, is masculine culture, because you're supposed to keep trying. And we talk about grit, and like just saying, "Okay, I take you at face value." That's not part of masculine culture.
And so the issue here is conquering versus mutuality.
Right.
And people don't look at those two words. They'll look at conquering, but they don't talk about mutuality. And most of us are taught in this world to persevere, which is a conquering mentality. There are times we should give up on something we're doing for ourselves. It's not good for us, but we're taught, don't give up. Giving up's losing. The greatest entrepreneurs in the world walk away from businesses because they recognize this isn't going to be a good fit. I'm walking away. Yeah. It's a smart move. Well, that's true in our personal relationships. So am I trying to conquer this person or build a mutually wonderful experience with this person? Well, the moment they say, no, this ain't mutual, I'm out. This isn't mutual. But if I'm in conquer, well, I got to win them over. Yeah. And by the way, people do this in bed, right? Yeah. So there's people listening right now who have experienced this exact moment. They're in a sexual experience. They say, that's not working. Move on or do something. And the partner says, well, give it a second, it will. And they're like, no, that's not going to work, right? And so, but the mindset of the other person is, watch me. Yeah. Right? Watch what I can do. And so it's a conquering versus if it's mutual, I want to listen to you. And I would go, oh, it's not working? Okay. What would you like? Or what else do we do? You know?
Well, and just to kind of rewind maybe 5 minutes, the example you gave is, let's say that there's two partners and they love each other, and the one person asks the other, hey, I think I would love to have sex tonight or whatever. How many times, like if we surveyed 100 people out there, how often is it verbalized? Like consenting adults, how often is there? Because we've talked to Mike a lot, and I'm going to include all of our previous interviews with Mike in the show notes, so you guys can all experience that. But most of the time, there is no verbal ask. It's just this. It's a physical ask, right?
Yeah,
so
it's a touch.
It's a touch.
Yeah.
So what's your best guess? 100 couples, consensual adults. How many of them are verbally asking, I would like to have sex tonight or right now?
So this is going to depend on the age of the adult.
Okay.
You're seeing changes in the younger generation of this occurring, of asking and saying, hey, what do you want to do tonight? What does that mean to you? There are people making that shift, which is beautiful. But if we're saying the average 40 to 60, 70-year-old married 10, 20, 30 years, the odds they're asking are incredibly slim.
Can you help me understand why asking with touch is not an ask? So let's say I'm in bed with Cathy. I think I want to have sex with Cathy. I start rubbing her back. Isn't that an ask?
Yeah. So no, it's called rubbing the back.
Yeah, right.
So it's a very easy answer, right?
Yeah.
But so let me give you an example that I give with adult audiences. What's amazing about not asking is you get more frustrated than if you just asked. So what'll happen is, and we call this the backdoor bump. Two people are in bed laying next to each other in the spoon position.
Yeah.
And one just starts doing a little grind action against the other one's back end.
Right.
And they think, well, I'm clearly want you. I'm telling you I want you. And what the other person's hearing is, you want some.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the object you're getting it through. Because there's nothing intimate about this grind up against my back end. It's are you open for business move?
Right.
Versus, what do you want right now? How would you let me to touch you? Where do you want to be kissed? Where do you want to be licked? Where do you want to be? Well, we're in a different conversation right now.
Right.
That's a whole different experience.
Yeah.
So what happens is the person who's grinding up thinks, oh, they love this, but they can't see the person's face. Who's going, really?
Yeah.
And that's very common. If they had simply asked, what do you want right now? Would you let me? They might say nothing. I'm tired. Okay, then I'm glad I asked you. Maybe, would you like a back rub to help fall asleep?
Yeah.
How often does somebody ask that?
Right.
No, it's a back rub to get laid.
Yeah.
Right. So do you want a back rub? So we always used to joke, watch how quickly they offer compliments to you or back rubs to you right before they want sexual activity, but they don't do it any other time. So now it's a gimmick.
Yeah.
Versus you just want a back rub, I'll give you a back rub.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a mechanism to get something else.
Well, and then that's why, like, you're not in the bedroom, you're like in the kitchen getting something ready and your partner comes up and like rubs your shoulders or whatever. You can't accept it because you're like, if I accept this from you, you think this means that we're going to have sex later. It's almost like I've entered into a contract now because I'm allowing you. So a lot of partners will shrug off their partner, like, not now. And
Right.
really that partner is trying to.
They're not shrugging off what's happening. They're shrugging off what they think this means.
The projection, the story that's in their mind right now.
Correct.
Yeah.
Which is, I would say 99, there's 1% in there that partner is really just seeing that they're tense and trying to support them. But, you know, they have learned being married to this person or partnering with this person or just their history. It may not be this person, but that this is some negotiation that's happening. And isn't that sad? You know, that, that we think if someone says, hey, can I rub your feet or can I rub your back or just gives you a hug, that there's something connected to it, that we just are giving into something.
Well, and there's the flip side of that, which is you can compliment your partner too much because they start to then think they're just an object.
Yeah.
Right. So you're always telling your partner how beautiful they are. Maybe I'm sick of hearing that.
Interesting.
And so that's always an interesting side to this too, of what else am I besides just gorgeous and beautiful or good looking or muscular, whatever it is. What else am I to you? Because that's what I hear all the time.
It's just my body.
Sweetie, I probably don't tell you you're beautiful too much.
No, Todd's love language is not words.
Yeah.
I will say, Todd, how do I look today?
Yeah.
And he'll say, oh,
yeah,
hold on. Let me
I
tell
know.
you.
So
Like,
I'll own this. This is an area where I can make that mistake
Yeah.
because I'm words.
Yeah.
So I use words back to my partner, right? Because that's what I believe I want to hear.
Yes.
But their language can be different.
Yeah.
So hers could be acts of service or time together. And so it's understanding that
Well,
on the
is.
journey.
and I no longer have the excuse like, well, I can't claim ignorance. We've been at this married for 21 years.
Well, and I will say, because I'm like Mike, sometimes when I get a visual representation, sometimes when I am showering Todd, I literally see the words fall to the floor. He's not catching them. Like, he's not the way I'm trying to offer them. And you know, he's like, it doesn't mean anything to him to say, wow, you look really good, or you're a really good looking guy. He's like, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't hear it. And so I literally see them falling to the floor. So, you know, you and I, Mike, as words people, even though that means the most to us, I have to find different ways to engage.
And it was just my birthday, 2 days ago, I think.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. And Cathy made me a playlist, a really good one. It's like, how many hours of music is on this?
Well, I spent 6 months, every song that would come on that I would hear that reminds me of Todd, I put in this playlist. Wow. I was going to give it to him for his birthday.
So that's an act of service, right? Which is my love language.
Yeah.
The problem is she hit me up with this literally like 2 minutes before we went to sleep.
Yeah.
And
I kind of forgot because I had made it and I had it ready like about a month ago. And then he started playing a song that was on it. As we were going to bed, I go, oh my God, I have something for you. And I gave it to him and I told him, I said, I've been working on this for 6 months and and
I looked at it and I appreciate it, but it was like really late. So the next morning, and I'm going to compliment you here for a second, sweetie. My response to your gift did not meet expectations.
You said,
right?
you scrolled through, you go, that's long. That's great. And then you set your phone down.
Yeah, right.
That's
so
long.
And then,
That's what she said.
Yeah. Sweetie, come on, get your mind out of the gutter.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but then the next morning, and this has nothing to do with consent or anything else. This is just relationship stuff. The next morning you did say, I didn't feel that you didn't feel the way I appreciated the gift was what you were hoping it was.
Right.
And the reason I think that's an important piece, I think a lot of partners will develop an internal resentment and hold on to stuff. And what's great about Cathy is when something bothers her, she shares it in a very loving way. And I just that's like relationship 101 is don't stuff stuff down, share it in the most compassionate way you can. So anyways.
Well, and you're a good receiver, because that's the thing too, Mike, it's true, is that in a partnership, sometimes one person is like, they want to ask these questions, you know, going back to what you were talking about, they want to talk about consent and they want to ask permission or they want to share vulnerably, but the other one doesn't.
Yeah.
Don't you think that's the most common thing?
Yeah. And that becomes, this is true whether you're talking to your kids about relationships or you're looking at your own partner with relationships, are you matching with somebody who has the maturity to have the relationship you want to have?